going to start us off.
Because for the first time in Drag Race history.
Okay, I'm going to be real with all of you. I'm going to be so real with all of you. We're dying, Puffles. We're dying. We're not well. We are ill. Spicer is ill as fuck. I'm on the tail end of being ill. And guess what? All the thoughts we had about this week's episode, we already said them. Why? Because we did an entire episode only to realize it wasn't recording. Literally wasn't until the Say Goodbye Spicer that we realized it wasn't recording. So here we are again. We're doing it, and we're doing it. We're doing it fast and dirty. Okay, so this may not be like the long, super great episode that you've become accustomed to. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, and that's gonna be great because it's gonna be unhinged, and we have feelings. I have feelings, and it's gonna be fine.
Well, you know, every great artist has their lost masterpiece.
Fucking hell. Yeah. So anyway, welcome to the Song, Spice, and Rhani, Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire podcast for the girls, the gays, the theys, the well-behaved straights, and those who remember to press record. I just God, my voice like rejected.
You got emotional. Your body said not again. I've been down this road.
I don't got it in me. I don't got any more to give. I am your host, Rhani. Who are you?
And I am your host, who also didn't press the fucking record button, Spicer.
And every single week, sometimes multiple times, we're gonna read through. God damn it!
I just say the thing. Just say the thing. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Damn it. We'll do it live.
Every single week, we're gonna read 3 chapters of the A Song of Ice and Fire book series, currently on A Clash of Kings, and break down what happens, the lore, theories, and our favorite deaths. What died for us this week, Spicer? I could think of a couple things. Goodwill towards man, just our will to record, and all. It's all dead.
This is my 3rd pot of tea. Actually, I think this is my 4th pot of tea of us since us recording. I added a little something extra. I added some of that good in.
Jesus Christ, that'll help. Anyway, okay, we're just getting into it. You know why? Because I can't. I can't. We can't linger. It's great.
After it happened, I was like, Ronnie's like, oh, I'm like, we gotta do it again, Ronnie. We gotta do it again right now because your ADHD and my illness combined, it's never gonna happen again. It'll never happen again.
No, it won't. Okay. So, our chapters this week, they were Tyrion XI, they were Theon IV, God, I can't remember numbers, Jon VI. So, let's jump into Tyrion XI. Tyrion is sad. Why is he sad? Oh, I can think of reasons, but the reasons in particular today are because he's losing his fucking guard. All of his Ooga Booga mountain clan bros, they're going off into the woods, man. They're going off into the woods, but he's sending them there. He's sending them there to be a raiding party against Stan. And I'm telling it like it is, Spicer. They're Ooga Boogaing and they're jumping out onto the road and being like, Stannis, die, and then they're killing him. Or they're just killing people. That's what they're doing now. And Tyrion's like, hey, be good, or I'll feed you to the goats. And Ooga Booga Shagga is like, you don't got no goats. And Tyrion's like, hey, I'll get them for you. And that's a sweet moment. It's a sweet moment of connection that we definitely talked about before, but I'm mentioning it again, baby, because this is who we are now. And then Tyrion's like, hey, I'm going back home. I've lost all my guards. I feel uneasy. Let's see what else can make me feel uneasy. Well, first things first, we got to talk to Bronn. Why? Because there's shit going on. They're building shit up against the walls. Who? The poors. The poors are like, hey, I want structures to live in and do business out of. And Tyrion's like, hey, cool, but you built it right up against a wall, and now that's gonna be a fucking ladder for Stannis to come over the wall and kill us all. So you know what I'm gonna do to save you? I'm gonna burn your shit to the ground. I'm burning it, baby. It's gone. Bron, go get 100 men and burn this shit to the ground. You could tell them to get out first, but still, burn it to the ground. Don't care if they don't like it. It's for their own good. Hey, and then he's like, okay, what other shit I gotta do? And he's like, oh, I'm gonna go inside. Oh, we're getting 2 new Kingsguard. Why? Because they're dropping like flies. They're dropping like flies, baby. And so, who are the 2 new ones? We got Balin Swan, who's like fine. He's cool. He knows what he's doing. He's a good knight. Sure, his family is currently supporting Stannis, but this is how the Swans do. They're just hedging their bets. Next, who are we getting? Osmond Kettleblack. He's shit. He's shit, I tell you. Why? Because he's just one of Cersei's goons. He's one of Cersei's goons. And Cersei's like, I want my goon to be a Kingsguard. And Tyrion's like, well, he's not very trustworthy. How do I know? Because I'm paying him to spy on you. So obviously he's not cut out to be the Kingsguard, but I can't tell you that because, spying. Anyway. Next, Tyrion is like, hey, new High Septon, I need you to go start spreading the word that Stannis is gonna blow up the fantasy Vatican, the Sept of Baelor, she going kablooey. And the High Septon's like, oh my god, is Stannis really doing that? And Tyrion's like, I don't know, maybe, but I need you to tell everyone that so that they get all into, a religious fervor and want to fight Stannis. And he's like, okay, I'll go do that. And then Tyrion's like, who the fuck do I have to talk to now? Oh yeah, I have to talk to the fucking wisdoms, the pyromancers, and Wisdom Helene. And he goes and he talks to him, and Wisdom Helene is fucking Quasimodo over here, just with a hunch, being like, oh yes, good sir, hi, how are you? What can I do for you? Oh, I'm making you wildfire. And Tyrion's like, yeah, you're making me wildfire. And he's like, yes, and I've made you thousands more than you anticipated. And Tyrion's like, so you're lying? And he's like, no, I'm not lying, which is very good. We found some extra under the dragon pit. We found 300 jars of this, huge explosive just fucking sitting there because this is what the city is made of. Just jars of explosives hidden all over the goddamn place that we just find while people be fucking there because that's how they found it, because someone be fucking there. Anyway, after they found it, Tyrion's like, well, that still doesn't explain how many you just made. You guys aren't that fast. He's like, but we are, because the spells are working better. And Tyrion's like, the fuck, the spells are working better? And Tyrion's like, and then Wisdom Helene is like, yes. Have you perhaps heard of any dragons around? And Tyrion's like, what the fuck? No, there's no dragons around. What the fuck are you talking about? And Wisdom Helene is like, well, when I was a young man reading the scrolls, I always questioned, like, well, why do the spells seem to work better in the scrolls than they do in real life? And the old wisdom who was teaching him was like, well, the spells stopped working when the last dragon died. So since they're working good again, are there any dragons around? Tyrion's like, I don't fucking know, man. I don't think there are. And Wisdom Helene's like, I don't know. And then he just skips off into the fucking night like a fucking goblin. Next, because we're not done yet, baby. We're not done yet. Tyrion has a full day of meetings and we have a full episode. Jacelyn Bywater, Lord Jacelyn is here. And he's like, hey, Tommen's safe. It's all good. But hey, there's problems. There's problems in the city. One of the big ones being that the fucking there's all these rich merchants. They're pissy at you. They're pissy at you because you made them do fucking little iron links instead of making you demon skull helmets or whatever. And so they have formed a conspiracy to help Stannis get into the city. And Tyrion's like, the fuck, I have to deal with this now. Fuck those antler men. They're all gonna be arrested, and I don't get my fucking demon helm anymore. How sad. End of recap. Spicer, what are your thoughts again?
Deja vu?
Hey.
God above. I'm okay.
It's fine. Talk.
It's fine. A callback. We love the callback. We love the fucking call. I'm literally doing the same note. It's the first notes. It's the first note I gave last time. Because we get a callback, we get our goat callback, and cue audience laughter, but then also cue audience aw when
Yeah.
yeah in our How I Met Your Barbarian sitcom. And because it's a tender moment, and threatening each other is their love language, and isn't that nice? But then
It is nice, Spicer. I agree with that in an organic way and not just agreeing with it as I did before. This is gonna be a theme throughout the episode. We're feeling crazy. It's late. You just I hope you're down with this vibe because it's gonna be bitter but fun, hopefully.
God above, if it, God help the people who this is the first episode they tuned into, like, and they're like, "Is this the vibe every week?" And I'm like, find out. I will say the other thing that I will sort of say that was a big talking point that we had in the previous unrecorded masterpiece episode. Boy, we were spitting bars. Is the big theme between the dovetailing of all these chapters is loyalty, right? And the idea of loyalty and the differences between, which actually I'm going to add on a thing that I didn't add on last time, because we kind of get
I'm listening. This is me. I'm ready for new information.
the two arms, the lollipop guild that just like came to town of Rhani hunching his arms, being like, woo! So we sort of get in these three chapters, we get like three different flavors of like what loyalty is, right? Like from the three different regions, right? So we get like the South, quote unquote. So, beyond, everywhere, sort of below the neck. And, nobody can trust nobody there, right? Is loyalty, who is she? Whoever pays the highest bidder.
It's a check. It's a check.
It's a check. Yeah, we are loyal to whoever the fuck we want to be loyal to in this moment. Because like that's a big thing of like Tyrion's constantly like, fuck, how many sellswords do we have and how many like gold cloaks do we have? But the problem is like all the sellswords are going to just be loyal to the highest bidder. All of the gold cloaks, like half of them are green, and then the other half like aren't even real soldiers. So like, are they actually going to be loyal in like an actual fight? Even though, we're in the defensive position, which, according to Lord Tywin, is the better position, because one man on the wall is worth 10 on the ground, but, like, also, these are not soldiers, these are, like, commoners, and, like, Bywater is like, like, the first sign of trouble, they're going to throw their spear down, and the first man to do so, 1,000 will follow him, right? And so we're like, fuck, this is terrible, whereas, like, in the next chapter, as we will learn, Northerners are real ones, and they don't fuck with fedora wearing incel babies who desperately need a mommy dominatrix. We'll get to that later. That was an inside joke from the unedited. We should just keep dropping inside jokes from that unaired episode.
Yeah.
And then just not explain them. That Theon just desperately needs a mommy dominatrix. He just desperately needs a mommy dominatrix.
I mean, obviously.
That will still be the episode title. We'll never address it.
Yeah.
But
Oh god!
Oh my god! This is the energy. This is what you want. Hey, But anyways, so and then in the north, the true north, with the free folk, loyalty, they don't give a shit about oaths. They're like, why would we do that? That's dumb. That's stupid. Like, I don't give a shit about that. Like, fuck your oaths, right? Because we get Asha or Osha, wrong fucking Osha in the previous chapter, and she's like, fuck your oath, Theon, I spit on it. And then later we get the free folk who are like, I yield, and she's like, well, fuck you, Jon Snow, you know nothing. A person that maybe we're gonna learn about, who's our favorite redheaded vixen from the north that we love from the TV show. Anyways, loyalties, and then we get the horrors of war. Horrors of war. We see starving children fighting over a rotten fish that's thrown at Tyrion. Which I will say, on a serious note, the thing that I sort of said in the last episode is like, the way that George is just, this book continues to be timely, and the image specifically of the distended bellies of like shriveled children fighting over a fish. Yikes. Very timely, very prescient. Yikes. I wish this book wasn't sometimes. But so that was something we talked about in the last episode, of just like, we get more horrors of war, and then also like that Tyrion has to clear out the unhoused encampment. Which, like, it's sad because, like, he is correct. This is going to cause a problem, but even one of the sellswords is like, hey man, they're not gonna like that because that's their home. This is my home, Rhani. This is my hovel. Why are you tearing it down? And Tyrion's like, well, I'm already the demon monkey, so let them call me that. I'm wicked through and through. Let all Westeros be agreed. I'm wicked through and through. And so, like, whatever, clear out the unhoused encampment, because I ain't got time for this shit. And you can warn them first, and then no raping them. And then Bronn is like, hey, what next? Are you gonna tell us that we have to be sober? And then Tyrion goes, it might help.
Yeah, and then I would like to point out this is again just another layer to the horrors of war, because why is it that even inside the walls where we are meant to be safe, we're still not safe?
No.
Because we have the people supposedly keeping the peace just assaulting people. It's like a problem. They're assaulting people, they're killing people. Like where do we go? Where do we go that isn't terrible? There is no place. Like when the land is at war, like everyone is suffering at all times, except for maybe the rich lords, for a big chunk of the time. But no, like if you are poor, like from the second the war starts, you're like fucked. Just every aspect of life is fucked. You can't walk down the street without some like sellsword ass hat assaulting you. It's unhinged. This world, what the fuck is it?
Once again,
Like revolt, eat the rich, damn it. I let's do it. Let's do it. We're here.
I mean, it's
Hey.
once. This is the episode. This is the energy. I mean, once again, it is. We are. Sorry, I'm like blanking out, guys. I'm so sorry. I am blanking out. It is. It is one of those things of where it's like, once again, this is a very timely prescient thing of like, wow, the order that's meant to serve and protect isn't serving and protecting, and actually is being used as a means of state-sanctioned violence. Who would have thought? Who would have thunk? Crazy.
Nobody.
Crazy, George. You're crazy, I tell you. No.
Anyway, I can volley. I can do the next one. So something I wanted to point out. I'm just trying to help. We're keeping it moving. This is good. This is great. There's energy. There's back and forth. It's great. We were too sleepy the last episode. That's what I've just realized. We were too loungy. We were too relaxed. Like fuck that. No, we need to like light a fire under our asses. So another thing that I particularly liked is Tyrion learning about the news of Winterfell falling and how it kind of disturbs him.
Oh yeah,
because he's like thinking of the fact, he's like, I remember going and I felt so out of place because like this is like a place with its own like power and energy to it, and like I might not understand those old gods and all this weird shit, but like I know like not to fuck with that. And so the fact that Theon fucking Greyjoy is now the Lord of Winterfell feels so fucking weird and off, because like the Greyjoys if I didn't belong there, the Greyjoys clearly don't belong there. And so and Tyrion even mentions at one point, he's like, the Lord of Winterfell needs to be a Stark. Like this is just weird. And so I love this like almost like sentimental attitude that he has towards it. Like it just sounds wrong. It's just like we shouldn't have the wrong people be around there. Like that's a weird ancient place that like needs to be run by the weird ancient people.
Well, and he's like fucking Balon calling himself king of the Iron Islands in the north. He's like, it sounds wrong. Wrong.
It's the air wrong.
It sounds wrong. But even I did write down like, which we mentioned last time. Is Tyrion is like, fuck Theon. Even Tyrion is like, fuck Theon. Fuck that little bitch. I fucking hate that little bitch. Hate that man. That weird little man. But then I also just wrote down, related to all the like, loyalty shit, the way that Tyrion just got everyone in his back pocket. This like fucking knight, the fucking Septon, everyone Everyone's in his back pocket. He's just running this town, and he's like, "Damn, no one's loyal around here. Weird that." And then we get our lore dump, or not a lore dump. We get a lore illusion of a certain prince, because one of the people that found all the secret cache of wildfire, because we just got it stored all over the fucking city, mistook it for wine and drank it. And Tyrion's like, I knew a prince who was like that.
Yeah, and he thought it would turn him into a dragon, but it didn't. It's okay. You'll see that on a new TV show, possibly coming out in just a month and a half or so. Who can say though? We'll talk about it. Hey,
Eh.
um,
We had a whole
okay,
we had a
and
whole bit
then
about it. We had a whole bit about it, and now it
we had
just
a whole bit, but you know what? Bits take up too much time.
you know
Bits
what?
take up too much time.
Too much
They're
time.
unnecessary. Unnecessary. Okay.
People are here for the hard facts. They're here for the hard.
Yes.
We are the news. We are the journalists of Westeros. We democracy dies in darkness, Ronnie.
Christ. Yeah, but moving right along. See, what's a segue? What is she? Unnecessary. Just go to the next thing. Who needs a natural movement? No.
No.
Dumb.
Dumb. We just say
Anyway.
the next thing. Which next thing for me is magic. It's back. What? What?
Crazy. Who'da thunk? Yeah, no, because Tyrion meets with the fucking pyromancer weirdos, and the pyromancer weirdo is just like, oh, hey, hello, yes, hi, what, you're not gonna believe it. You're not gonna believe it. But magic spells are going bananas here. They're going bananas, I tell you. It's crazy. I
They
can't
call
cast
me
a spell
crazy.
without exploding.
They call me Crazy Wisdom because I'm over here slashing prices on magic spells. I got so much fire. I'm giving the wildfire away. Come on down to Crazy Pyromancer Joe's. I'm giving this shit away.
Cute. But that's basically what's happening, and I enjoy the fact that we've had several instances in the book so far where we like address the fact that like power that magic seems to be strengthening, and I think this is one of the first time where like someone who notices this like comes to the point like naturally that like, oh, I think this is related to dragons, because from what I learned in the past, our spells got a lot weaker when the last dragons died, and so the fact that they are now performing at pre dragon death levels, this is implying something. This is implying that we've reached higher dragon levels than ever before, at least in the last 150 years.
He's got his chart over here being like, if you can look at the magics per unit, it correlates with the number of dragons in the world, so it leads one to believe. But I love it, and I said this, God, we had a whole thing of where like in the last,
It's fine.
it's fine. We'll do it live, damn it. But like the fucking it's very funny that like George has the first person who hits the nail on the fucking head is fucking Igor over here. Like the weird creepy guy that like everyone thinks is a crock of shit, which we find out the reason they're a crock of shit isn't necessarily because they're like wrong, it's just there's no more magic. Right?
Yeah.
There are a bunch of pyromancers in a world where there isn't magic. So like, yeah, they're a crock of shit. Like they don't do it anymore. But now suddenly they're churning it out like crazy. So like, but because they are known to be a crock of shit in the before times, Tyrion's like, you sound like you're giving me a crock of shit right now, and does not believe him, even though he is the first person other than our friend what's her face with the mask in fucking Karth.
Oh, Quaith.
Quaith also guessed it correctly. But she just knows. She didn't guess. She's like, yeah, it's dragons.
Yeah, she's like, no, there's a dragon there. There's a dragon in front of me. I see it. That's why it's happening. That
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, the thing that's on your shoulder, and the two more that are in your fucking cart there. Yeah, that's why. That's why we got magic now. But no, it is funny that the first person to like guess it correctly is like the crazy old man, crazy old Maurice, right?
And well, something that I find interesting with that is I think it kind of speaks to like how narratives get shaped like in the modern sense. And so we like you're saying, like we think of the pyromancers as kind of like these kooky weirdos who are just kind of like overestimating their abilities, or at least Tyrion believes that, because for all intents and purposes, that's what they've become.
Mhm.
Because like in living memory, we have not seen them actually be able to demonstrate what they always talk about, what their abilities are. And we'd mentioned the first time that we met the pyromancer that like the maesters have like kind of become more popular and more powerful in recent days as the pyromancer's like power and influence diminished. And I think that like logically makes sense, because like if the pyromancers suddenly like lose their like stronger magic and their ability to like kind of prove what they got going, then the narrative that's going to win out is the person that's able to prove it. And so the maesters and their kind of worldview becomes dominant, because there isn't anyone to like kind of not necessarily poke holes, but like show any alternatives.
Yeah.
So the maesters become the default, because the only other option is this crazy person over here who says he has crazy powers and then can't prove it. And so that like that seed of doubt that maybe people might have had with the maesters occasionally seems to have like fully gone away, because they are now like the declared smart people organization,
Yeah. No.
and I just think that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And
That's
okay,
all I
cool.
got.
Oh, it was there's still I still had one more note, baby. I still had one more note. It's fine. It's fine. We're here. We're here, baby. Look at it. Look, you love it. You love it. You love it. Keep rocking, Spicer. You keep rocking. Hey, Rockin' Boy. You wrote that show. It was a show Spicer wrote called The Rockin' Boy. It's great. I directed it once, and there were things. It was great.
We're just
Not
dropping
not our
more.
fault. We're
Not
just
our
dropping more lore.
just
Yeah, it wasn't
lore.
our fault. It wasn't
It
our
wasn't our fault. It was other people's fault. What's your note, Ronnie? What's your note?
Anyway,
I'm crashing. I'm dying, Puffles. I'm dying,
I know, I
Puffles.
know, I know. I know. I'm sorry. So at the end of the at the end of the chapter, when we're hearing about the conspiracy from like the merchants and stuff to kind of help Stannis, I love that these chuckle fucks have given themselves the name the Antler Men, because they, hey, Stannis Baratheons, ooh, cool. But Tyrion is so irritated at this point that he's just like, ugh, they don't even know. Someone should tell them that the fucking sigil changed. They could be the hot hearts instead. And I'm like, that's stupid and funny. I love stupid and funny.
Yeah. Anyways, take us out, Ronnie. Take me out.
Okay, and then we're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna be right back, and then we're gonna do the next chapter for the first time.
For the first
Okay,
time.
and now gone. And we're back. We're back and we're ready. Hey, we're moving on to Theon IV. Guess what? Theon Greyjoy, he still fucking sucks. Theon has woken up in the middle of the night. And he's like, everything is perfect here, and yet I feel uneasy. Why? Why is everything perfect? Well, he went and found a poor girl from the local village who's like, hey, you want to do sex stuff and then you get to like live in a castle with me? And she's like, that sounds like a sweet deal. So she's gone and done that. So she's in the bed where he just woke up. He's got his fucking squire sleeping on the ground at the foot of his bed, apparently, while he's digging down this woman. Jesus. Whatever. Oh, we had a whole through line about like prude stuff. It's fine. It's fine. We don't need that joke anymore. We don't need it. It was stupid. It was stupid the first time.
No, it wasn't.
Don't need it now.
It wasn't. We're not prudes. We had
Yeah.
everyone who calls us a prude. We had so many like sex things that we talked about.
We did.
We
It
had
was crazy.
It was unhinged. The amount of sex we do the sex all the time, both of us, separately. Not
Okay,
together.
no, let's.
Not
We,
together.
we don't. We don't. No, yes, I know. No, we don't. We don't need to. We don't need to go there. But no, we were talking about like Theon and his mommy dominatrix. It was a whole thing. Anyway, but Theon, he's looking around. He's like, why am I uneasy in this room after waking up after apparently raucous sex? He's like, oh, it's quiet. Too quiet. Why is it too quiet? Oh, there's no wolves howling into the night. He's like, fuck. And so he opens the door. He's like, hey, go check on the goddamn wolves. Are they there? Are they there? And then he goes and wakes up Wex. He's like, hey, boy, who apparently just had to hear me doing the do with a poor girl. I need you to go check on Rickon and Bran. Are they still in their rooms? The two people, they scurry away. They come back. They're like, everyone's gone. Ah! And Theon's like, fuck, okay, fine. Gather everyone in the courtyard. I'm gonna have a talk with them. And then he goes and does some investigating. And we find that the two guards on one of the gates, they're fucking dead as a doornail. Doornail? Yeah, that's sure. What? Well, who the fuck cares? Hey, they're dead. They're fucking dead. And he's like, well, that's bad. Fuck. And then he goes to the courtyard and everyone's pissy at him. He's like, hey, I'm really nice to you because I'm trying to keep the people that I brought here from hurting you. And you should be grateful that I stopped them from hurting you, despite the fact that I have let them kill several of you. Confusing, complicated, complex. Sure. Anyway, but people they're still not happy with him, and he's meanwhile he's struggle busting. He's like, why is everyone so angry at me? I'm trying so hard, trying to be good, man. And they don't give a shit. So finally, they're like, okay, we're gonna go search for the boys at first light. I need you bitches to come help me, and you're going to help me because remember, I'm the only one keeping these Ironborn from assaulting most of you, either sexually or violently, or with stabbing, killing, that sort of thing. Anyway, and I'm just trying, man. And then he's like, okay, so we're going out and we start looking. We're looking through the woods. We're trying to track them. Oh no, can't track them. Why? Because the disappears into a river, the scent of the dire wolves. And so he tries to like look around, he doubles back, he listens to Maester Lewin, who is just working the boy, being like, hey, let's not kill children. It's the better option. Theon's like, fine, fuck, ma. And eventually it gets dark. He's like, fuck, we're not gonna find them. We're not gonna find them. What the fuck do we do? God, everyone's gonna think I'm a weenie head. I'm a dumb weenie head that no one will ever love. No. And then Reek, who's there and is fucking slimy and pudgy and fat, is like, hey, well, I know where they went. There's a miller. There's a miller's house nearby, and there's a miller's wife there with two boys that are about the same age as Bran and Rickon. I think they went there. And Theon's like, why the fuck would they go there? And not Ramsay, Reek, well, kind of Ramsay. Reek is like, hey, I think they're really there though, don't you think? And then it clicks in Theon's head. He's like, oh, they're the same age as them. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna go there. Hey, all the Northerners who like aren't Greyjoys, I need you to go back to the castle. We're gonna keep going on our own because we know where they are now. We don't. We're just making shit up. And they're like, okay, this is weird. And then the chapter ends. So, Spicer, what did you think about this chapter, in your own words?
Completely original, never before said.
Never. Not
Never,
once.
never. First thing I wrote, again, you not in front of my salad.
Yeah.
Gross, just gross. Theon, he's gross.
Yeah. And last time we had a lovely discussion about how, repulsed you are by Theon. And I was like, no, I get it. Theon pisses me the fuck off. And the first time I read it, that's the only emotion I felt. This time, however, the dominant emotion I am feeling is like pity, like gross pity, because he is so pitiful in just everything he does, everything that he's trying to do for like attention and approval, and even him thinking like, oh, I'm doing the right thing by like treating you kind of well-ish. It's all like this ploy because this boy just wants to be loved and no one loves him. No one is hugging him, which brings us to my first note that I wrote down for this section because I just like wanted to unpack it. Theon in the book is the little spoon at the beginning of the chapter. It's described as like, no, he's being held by like the girl that he's brought into Ned Stark's bed, and she is holding him, and I'm like, if that isn't the perfect encapsulation of Theon as a character, this is just like this is a young man, young boy who just like was not hugged and loved in the right ways as a child and is now making it everyone's problem. And dear God, how it's now everyone's problem.
And then I said in the previous, because I will bring this bit back in because it is a hilarious bit. Theon just needs a dominatrix. Because Theon, because like he's got that bravado of like, my salt wife, Theon, because we're not prudes, because we know things. We know sex things. We're not prudes. That's what we were talking about. We're not fucking prudes, man. We know the things. We know what all the deviants are doing. But we don't kink shame here. We don't kink shame here. But Theon is that person who is like, I'm a dumb top and I take what I want, and then one time experiences being a sub and his entire personality changes. It is like all the chakras are aligned. He figures it out. He's like, yes, mommy, yes, daddy, please more.
It's like the end of Avatar: The Last Airbender,
yes!
when Aang hits the rock and then all of them collide, and then he has visions like, I know the path.
I know the path. I just need mommy's approval. That's all I need. But then you don't need it. You don't need it. But then he learns it. But then he learns it through this dominatrix. So I am just suggesting that if anyone wants to save Westeros, send this boy a dominatrix. We need mommy to come in and whip this boy literally, haha, into shape, and all will be well. All will be well because the the thing is he is not a pain sub. He is an affirmation sub. He needs to be told he's the goodest boy. He needs to be told you're such a good job, Theon. You're doing such a good job. That is what he needs. That is what he craves. Please, the war crimes will stop if you just get this. If we just get this boy a dominatrix. Ah. Anyways, that was the very funny bit that I did last time, and I wanted to bring it back in. So organically.
It was great. I loved it.
But then we get the jailbreak of the century, the great escape.
We do. And something I appreciate about this is how the interactions kind of reveal some of Theon's kind of attempts to distance himself, at least emotionally, from the people that he's now having to kind of subjugate. We see when he gets to the yard after he's investigated and sees that okay, some of the guards are dead, whatever. We see Theon interestingly, in the language that he chooses, kind of dehumanizing some of the people a little bit to kind of divorce them from the fact that he knows who they are and knows them well. At one point when he's thinking about how good he's been to everyone, he thinks about how he had two Ironborn punished because they assaulted who he refers to initially as the Kennel Master's daughter. And he's like, oh, well, I did that. I did that because they did that to her or whatever. And then later on the scene, when he refers to her again, he actually refers to her by her name, Pala, which I find interesting in the sense of he can't get away from the fact that he knows these people, but he is still mentally trying to by I'm only going to refer to them by their role or their job or their position or whatever, versus the fact that oh no, I can refer to them by their first name because I know their first name.
I know these people.
I know these people. And so watching that kind of that distance crumble, the deeper we get into this and the more emotional and worked up he's getting is I think a very interesting choice in the prose, because you're just watching him try to throw up a wall and then it's just not working. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be like if you went home to your hometown for the holidays and you're like, I'm just gonna take over the town, and then
yeah.
And then just in the process be a dick to everyone. But it's that's Mrs. Smith, your kindergarten teacher. What are you doing, you fucking asshole? You know these people. So yeah, no, I do like that as well. And then we do get the detail of Asha turns out to be a real one. Osha, because we do have a joke where Theon actually confuses them. He's like, fuck, their names are similar. But we get Osha, who we thought hilariously anime betrayed the Starks, but then in a double twist, hilariously betrays Theon. Who would have seen this coming? Who? No one. Not me, certainly a couple episodes ago, who was very upset. who's very upset.
It's okay. I did appreciate. Well, I thought it was fun. You were like actually like kind of hurt by it. You're like, oh no, not OSHA. And then I was like, oh, just give it a second. It's fine. It's fine. And we got there. We got there, and it was great. It was great.
Great.
She stabified that man. We love that. We love that for her. But yeah, no. So like one of the guards gets like stabbed by OSHA, who it would appear was attempting to seduce him, and then use that opportunity to take him out. And then the other guard, when they like ran to find out what's going on, met the direwolves, who promptly took chunks out of him and then left him in the moat.
Yeah, yeah.
We
love moat meat. But then we get the fucking the three fucking Goonies of fucking Winterfell, the fucking Frey Bridge Troll boys. I'm fucking Reek being like, yes, we will help you, my lord, in trying to locate the lost boys. Yes, we would love to do the greatest game and hunt these people. It's not like I have a thing for this. Like,
no. And again, if that is not just like the best metaphor for the phrase, just like these fucking bridge freaks being like, oh, the first opportunity to like turn my back on someone and double cross them, I love it. Let's do it. Yay. Murder the other children. We love. It's so much. It's so irritating. And then we get a scary lore dump from Reek that will become timely later in the next chapter, where when they're in the yard and like interrogating people, they're like, hey, you know what we could do? We can always skin some of them like they do at the Dreadfort, because Lord Bolton says that like, hey, a man might have secrets or whatever, but a flayed man has none. Yay. Jesus
fucking Christ. But then I do, which with that, we get one of the nastiest lines that George has written thus far, which is, his lips glistened. Ugh. Ugh. Gross.
He's so wet. He's so like wet and puffy
and sticky.
Ugh.
Like,
I don't like it. But then eventually, we are on the road searching and failing, and it's a whole to do. And it is here where I want to give out my MVP of the week, and that is, of course, to Maester Luwin. Maester Luwin, who I would just like to say, as someone who works in education, does an amazing job at redirecting Theon when Theon is trying to go into less savory directions. Like going up to him and being like, "Hey, Theon, I know, like boys did a dumb thing. I think it's dumb too. So stupid. But they're boys. They're just little kids. So like we're not gonna hurt them, right? Theon's like, yeah, fine, okay, fine, whatever. And then he moves on. He's like, oh yeah, and then there's the Reed children. Theon's like, I don't give a shit about them. He's like, I know you don't give a shit. And that's okay. You don't need to. But you might need to. Because hey, you guys are wanting to control the North. That Howland Reed, he controls the neck, so you might want him on your side. So maybe keep the kids alive. Might be helpful. Theon's like, oh, okay, fine. I guess that makes sense. And then finally, like, and Hodor's nice. Hodor is so nice. Hodor never hurt nobody. So maybe don't hurt Hodor. You know?
Yeah.
And Theon's like, fine, okay, leave me alone. But goddamn it, if you tell me to spare OSHA, I'm gonna like kill you too. And Lumen's like, no. Like, hey, oath breaking. I wouldn't speak on it. I would never speak on oath breaking to you, sir. That would be weird. That would be. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, no. Do what you need to do with OSHA. And then he like moves on, and he like just knows like how to push it, when to not push too hard. It's a very good performance on Lewin's part.
Yeah, Luwin over here playing three-dimensional chess, with someone who is playing Go Fish and losing.
Yeah,
it's great. But that's all I had on the chapter.
Same. So I think we're gonna take one last break, and then we're gonna be right back. Hey. And we're back. Oh, energy. Ooh, Okay, moving right along to Jon VI, I believe. So, Jon, hey, he's up north of the wall. Why? Because he's in the border patrol. And that's, you know, that has some sticky questions along with it, but we're not going to think about that right now because Jon, he's climbing and he doesn't have time to think about that. Why is he climbing? Well, because they found some wildlings. He's traveling with Cor and Half Hand and their little scouting party, and they see some wildlings basically like on a fucking cliff's edge with a why? Because they got a fire going. And fire's bad. Fire's stupid. Because it's like, hey, I'm here. I have a fire. Oh, and it's like, yeah, no, that's what happened. So finally, Corin's like, hey, we gotta get two of you. You gotta climb up there. You gotta climb up there and then surprise him and kill him, and then we'll follow behind in an easier way. And they're like, okay, cool. And so he's like, who's gonna do it? Well, there's one guy who's really good at climbing, and then John's like, hey, I'll do it too, because he's John. He's like, oh, please, senpai, notice me. But he then starts climbing. We get a very scary climbing sequence where like he's slipping every so often, and who knows if he's gonna fall or not. It's just he rips at a nail, which is
Oh,
ugh, it was so
I
icky.
forgot about that part. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I forgot about that too. But eventually they make it to up close to like that ledge where the wildlings are, and they see that there are three of them. And so each of the Night's Watch people, John and the other guy, they jump down. They each take one of them out really quickly, and then John goes to take out the third one, and then whoops! Oh no, it's a girl! Oh no, it's a girl! And I don't hurt girls because they're great. They're great. I yearn. I'm Jon Snow. What can I say? And so John is like, "Fuck, I don't know what to do." And then he's like, as he's like struggling with her, he's like, "Just say you yield." And she's like, "Okay, I yield." And he's like, "Great, cool, can't hurt her. Sorry. Oh no, can't do anything. She yielded." So then they throw the bodies of the other wildlings that they killed onto the ground. There's a big splat. The shadow cats start eating them, and then while they're waiting, because now they have to wait for Corin to get to them, she's Egret, who is the wildling girl, is like, "Hey, you want to hear a story?" John's like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" She's like, "Well, because we're related. Because you told me you're Jon Snow of Winterfell from the House Stark, and like that's your dad. And hey, we're related. We're related. You want to know how we're related? We're related because of this story. So let me tell it to you. And so there was a king beyond the wall. Hey, don't you make that face, Spicer? Don't you make that face? You should be engaged in the story. It's an important story. It's an important story that definitely doesn't have any other significance to Jon Snow and his particular mysterious storyline. It's fine." So Bale the Bard is a king beyond the wall, or he's Bale something. He's King Bale beyond the wall, and he's fighting those Starks. He's fighting those Starks, and ooh, Brandon Stark, the current Lord of Winterfell, called him a coward or something. He's like, fine, I'm gonna teach that man a lesson. I'm gonna teach that man a lesson. So he goes down. He goes down to Winterfell, and he disguises himself as a bard. He's like, hey, I sing songs. I tell stories. This is what I do. And he starts singing some songs, and apparently Brandon Stark is like, that was amazing. You get any present you want from the place, just name it. And Bale's like, oh, I'll take one of the prettiest flowers you have. And the Starks are like, hey, you're in luck. We got blue roses here. Blue roses. They definitely don't have any thematic significance to anyone else in the story. Never, not once has a blue rose been mentioned. Not even just like, a chapter or two ago in that Danny chapter. It's fine. But anyway, he's like, blue roses, I want one. And they're like, great, here, have your rose. But then the next day, they go to find Lord Stark's daughter, and it's his only kid. It's just one daughter. That's all he has. And she's gone. She's missing from her bed, but the rose is still there. So Bale, the king beyond the wall, has taken her, and they disappear for like a year. And they're like, "Oh no, what's gonna happen?" But then a year later, they check on her room again for some reason, because like, I guess they're still checking. And boom, she's there, but with a baby. She's there with a baby, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And but Bale is gone, and it turns out that apparently they'd never left. They were just hiding down in the crypts. That's not a tactic that will be used again anytime soon that we're planting here. It's fine anyway. So they were just hiding down in the crypts, and while they were down there, they were like, "Oh, this is our home now with the dead people. We're just gonna fucking live here." And so, because she was like in love with Bale, and it was like, "Oh, this is sweet" or whatever. Ooh, and then because she's just had a boy, like a baby boy, they're like, "Okay, well, I guess that's gonna be the next Lord of Winterfell because you only have a daughter. So the child of the King Beyond the Wall and the Stark daughter that's the next lord. And they don't find Bale, and it's a whole thing. And then, ooh, that's where the song ends. But we know there's another ending. There's a scarier ending because you find out what happens later. Because that boy does grow up to become the Lord of Winterfell, and then later he's like, I gotta go fight that king beyond the wall over there. And then he goes to fight him, and Bale's like, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna fight you because that's his kid. And that Stark is like, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, I'm gonna kill you. And so he kills him. And then, oh no, kinslaying, it's the worst. It's a curse. And we go back, and he tells his mother, and she's like, fuck, that was your dad. Oh no. And so she throws herself from a tower. She throws herself, and she's like, I don't want to live no more. And then that Stark is like, oh God, no, I'm cursed because kinslaying is bad, even if you don't know about it. And then he's so unlucky that he then gets skinned alive by one of his lords, and then that lord wears him as a suit. Wonder which one it was.
Wait,
Anyway, I'm not done
weird.
yet, baby. This chapter's still going. It's weird. It is weird. It is weird, man. Energy, energy, energy. And then Corn shows up. He's like, "Hey, I'm Corn. I'm here. I made it up the mountain." And John's like, "Hey, this is Ygritte. She's my prisoner." And Corn's like, "We're not taking prisoners. We don't have that kind of time. So you need to go kill her now." And John's like, I don't want to do that. And Corn's like, "Do it anyway." And then he walks off. And then he's like, I'm gonna kill you, except I don't want to. Fine, just run away, girl. Run away. And she's like, don't gotta tell me twice. I'm gonna run away. And she does. End of chapter. What'd you think, Spicer? What'd you think? Tell me.
Ah! Um, I made a joke in the first one that John hasn't had a decent meal in forever, and it's just not
Yeah,
the same. But the
it's not the
joke we
same, but it's
made,
okay.
because George can't go through chapters without talking about food, and we do talk about the terrible meal. So our head canon is George not only was hungry, but he hadn't gone grocery shopping. So it was the beef jerky and the stale bread in his pantry, and he's like, fuck. And so he inflicted that on all of us. Anyways, but yeah, free open face, free mountain climbing. We're
Uh
just
huh. Scary.
scary, body horrors, because we're just tearing fingernails off. And then the part where it's talking like the blood smearing all over the wall of the mountain. I'm like, I didn't need that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't need that either. I did find some humor in John's repeating of like the don't look down line. Like he's constantly like going through like what are the steps I need to be doing at this time, and it'll be like, okay, don't look down, make sure you're secure to the wall, don't look down, make sure that you're finding your handholds for don't look down, and just like keeps repeating it. It's amusing, and also scary because that whole section is very uncomfortable.
Yeah, and then we get then we get after they kill all the people, and then he finds a lady. We get that red-headed vixen from the north. Here she is, world. Here she is, boys. Here she is, world. Here's Ygritte. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. She's here. And John
Yeah.
is spilling the beans. John can't keep his fucking mouth shut to the point where Stone Snake is like, hey, isn't it the captive who usually tells you everything?
John truly will not shut up. Like he goes to introduce himself to her and is basically just like, "Hi, yes, I'm Jon Snow. Jon Snow of Winterfell. Winterfell where the Starks are in charge. Where my father, Lord Eddard Stark, was in charge of Winterfell. There I resided with my five siblings, Robb, Sansa, Bran, Arya, and Rickon. They were great. They all have wolves. Here are their names." And just like won't shut up. I'm just like,
Here's my
shush,
social
shush.
security number. Here's my mother's maiden name. My
Yeah.
childhood street. Like I'm giving you all this information, and Egret's like, cool.
Hey, cool. Which then does lead us into our like transition into this story, which the point of the story beyond, I think setting up some interesting parallels between another future king going and taking a Stark girl and then possibly impregnating her. Beyond that, I do think that there's some interesting commentary on the idea of like these two groups are not actually that different because Egret's whole point is pointing out that like, hey, we're related because we're both descended from the same guy. Like if you're a Stark, then you are related to like wildlings or whatever as you want to call them. And whether that story is true or not, which John is fully of the opinion like no, that never happened, which maybe it didn't. I don't think it ultimately matters whether it's true or not, because at the end of the day, the point is that like these are the same group that have been like arbitrarily or artificially like divided, and so at this point like we're just really needing to like reconnect more than like exist as two separate people, because we are the same ethnic group that just ended up on different sides of the wall that we threw up over here.
Yeah. Jon just needs to connect with his roots. I wonder if that's gonna happen.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Oh boy. Anyways, but yeah. Oh, I did one thing I forgot to mention last time. I do love. He's like, "What are you doing here? Why are you in the mountains?" And she's like, not telling them anything. And it's like, yeah, I wonder if they're looking for a certain MacGuffin that maybe we found in the previous chapter. Bye.
Yeah, I'm glad you picked up on that, and we didn't mention that last time. So no, I love that whole thing. Like we're looking for something. Wonder what it could be. How are you planning to get 100,000 people south of the wall? I don't know. Could we be looking for something that maybe brings the wall down? Who knows? Who can say? Not I. Not I. Never.
Who can
Um,
say if I've been changed for the better? Anyways,
yeah. And one last thing that I wanted to point out about this is I love how once again we are reinforcing yet again the idea that kinslaying is bad. It is really really bad. That story where she gives like the extended version of it, where we find out what happens to like that kid of Bale and the Stark princess or daughter or whatever, is even if he inadvertently did the kinslaying, which it seems like he did, he didn't know that that was his father. He's still cursed because of it. It still leads, his mother to dying. It leads him to becoming a skin suit. And I just like that in this book, because maybe this will be an important plot point later. In this book, we keep hammering home the point of like this is bad, and there actually might be something to the idea that like this is supernaturally bad. Like people are unable to escape some sort of comeuppance if you do this violent act, and it like even if you do it by accident, like you can't. You have to avoid this. Do not kill your kin. Okay. Don't do it. It's bad.
real bad. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Spicer. You're awesome. You're awesome, Josh. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to our final segments. Our final segments that we have. Yeah, it's great. Okay, Spicer. Spicer,
Uh,
this is your time. This is your time,
uh-huh.
baby.
Uh-huh.
You're about to enter the villa. Hot new singles entering the villa. I don't know what the line is. I'm sorry. I didn't watch that show. So Spicer, the question of the week, which I still can't find who the person who posted it is, so I'm not reading your name, and I'm sorry about that. But they asked if you could assign a Song of Ice and Fire characters to Peanuts characters, people from like the Peanuts comics and shows, who would they be? And Spicer knows Peanuts a lot better than I do, so Spicer, take it away.
We're just gonna recap what we did last time because we're dying puffles. Maybe one day we'll explain that joke, if we haven't already. But Charlie Brown, it is Ned Stark. It is Ned Stark
Yeah.
because that football always being taken away from him, and he's trying his best. Lucy is fucking Cersei because she be taking that football away from him. Fucking Susie or the sister of Charlie Brown, that is going to be Sansa because she's like pretty and ooh, I'm a girl, ooh, great. Schrodinger, who plays the piano, is Jaime Lannister for no other reason than Lucy is obsessed with him and really wants him. That's the only reason why. Pigpen is Reek for obvious reasons. And then Peppermint Patty, this is the one we struggled on. I think we eventually settled on it being God, who did we settle on?
Catelyn.
It was I think it was Catelyn because it's like she knows,
Yeah.
even though like Peppermint Patty is a lesbian, so Melisandre was a close runner-up for that, just because our favorite lesbian. And then Snoopy be Tyrion because he's just over here being goofy, just being a silly guy. He's a silly guy, and he's just doing his own thing, and kind of like also awesome, and like everyone loves him. And which Ronnie then pointed out that Woodpecker then would be Braun, because he's just hanging out with Snoopy.
I contributed. Yay!
Yay! Anyways, but yeah, so that is that's sort of, those were our highlights. Those were the highlights of the Peanuts.
Yeah. And then I forgot. I didn't. I'm doing this out of order to how we did last time. Last week, I did pose a challenge that if everyone got 200 likes on the video, I would do my Russell Crowe impression to one of the songs that you guys suggested. Now, we didn't quite get to 200. We got very close. We got like 187 or something. But I also posted the video a day late, so I'm gonna say like. Maybe we didn't get all the likes we could have because I haven't given you guys like the full week. So I'm gonna do it anyway. And for the song, I have selected the option that made me laugh the loudest when I read it, and that is of course Diet Pepsi by Addison Rae. So Spicer, if you will give me my introduction.
Yeah. For tonight's performance of Diet Pepsi by Addison Rae, we present Russell Crowe as singing in the musical Les Miserables.
When we drive in your car, I'm your baby. Losing all my innocence in the backseat. Say you love, say you love, say you love me. Losing all my innocence in the backseat. Who is this man? What sort of devil is he?
It is my favorite thing. I tell Ronnie to do it for everything. I'm like, do Russell Crowe.
and I will say the extra likes this week were very much appreciated. So I'm just gonna leave it as like a standing option. Anytime you guys get us to 200 likes, I'll just do this again. And if anyone drops a song you want me to do in the comment, I will just do it. I'll just do it. So it's up to you how often I do this, if at all. So there you go. There's your challenge. But then finally, our final segment, Spicer, her favorite death this week, of course, beyond the previous iteration of this episode.
Yeah, my favorite, I said last time, was fucking the random Ironborn, I forget his name, who was about to get a blowjob and instead got the old cheese knife to the chest. Which is just great. I just think that's funny. That he's like, I'm about to get some, and then nope, cheese knife.
And on a similar note of just kind of funny, the other Ironborn guard that gets killed, the one who becomes a chew toy for Shaggy and Summer, I'm gonna pick him because I think that's funny. And then he ends up in the moat, and I love a moat. We love to reference that moat. So that is my pick for the week. That brings us to the end of this episode, which we definitely recorded this time. Thank God. And don't look. The way your eyes looked, Spicer, was gonna kill you. Kill you.
Ronnie, I have terrible news.
Shut up. No, it's good. It's fine. Anyway, so please remember, if you want to read along with us, you can do so. Next week, the chapters are Sansa IV, Jon VII, and Tyrion XII. And yeah, make sure that you are liking and subscribing, hitting all the buttons, doing all the things. We recorded this twice for you. Please like it.
Please like it. We put so much work and effort into it. I'm so sick.
Yeah. So please have a good week. Thank you for listening, and say goodbye, Spicer.
Goodbye, Spicer.